Alright, so I'm back with another build guide. This time it's Farash Dominions. I'll just show the sheet DPS before we even do anything. 569 or 560,919. Over half a million. Crit chance is 62%. Not that much crit damage bonus though. You'd have to get better jewels to make that possible. I'll go over the tree first. You want to take Growing Swarm. You want to get all 7 of these. Cooldown recovery rate for command skills. Increase damage with command skills. You want to get everything crit related. So we're getting a whole bunch of crit nodes. You want to get Entropic Incarnation. You definitely want to get Gigantic Following. That saves up that saves up a slot. Ingenuity. Archon of Death, but we don't really use Archons that often because I opted, instead of getting Dominion, I opted for a jewel socket on the amulet. You want to get Bringer of Order, and then you want to get Sentinels. Minion damage and duration, minion damage. More minion damage. Another jewel socket. Jewel socket here. And jewel socket here, and then jewel socket here. And then we got a little more minion damage here. I'm probably going to be getting these 2 nodes just so we can break armor every now and then. For the Varash Dominions, you want to get Baraya of Kalari. Kalari's Deception. You use the Kalari's Deception to stack critical weakness before you use Navira's Fracturing, and then you crit with Navira's Fracturing. Baraya of Navira, and then I got Baraya of Ruzan, just because he'll attack when you cast with Frost Nova. But I found out that Ruzan's Zealotry is broken with Minion Mastery. So they'll, oh, never mind. I might have fixed that. Because it's just working now. Alright, never mind. Forget that. It just works. But I'll go over the rest of the stuff. We got increased mana, area of effect, cast speed. This is a life stacker. So we're stacking a lot of life on our rares, or trying to. Minion skills on the helmet. 2 ever grasping rings with Kalandra's touch. So we're getting 60% of damage as extra chaos. An Omen Scepter just so we can get a little more crit. +4 to minion skills. At least 80% increased damage to allies in your presence. Allies in your presence have at least 30% increased critical hit chance. And then we got Sun Splinter for the +3 level all cold skills. But you want one with +4. I just haven't been able to afford it yet. Defiance of Destiny Jade Amulet with Zarok's Gift. That gives us the Jewel Socket. You want one with arguably better rolls than this, but this is what we got at the moment. And then instead of a Mage Blood, we got a belt with minions deal number percent increased damage with command skills. But Mage Blood would be fine. You just lose out a little bit of damage. Kale's Heart. A good Life Flask. And Lavianga's Spirits. For the supports on Kalari's, Kalari the Tainted Sands, you want Bidding 2, Concentrated Area, Minion Mastery, Lightning Attunement, and Heft. For Navira the Last Mirage, you want Bidding 2, Concentrated Area, Minion Mastery, Cold Attunement, and Pinpoint Critical, so we get a little more crit chance. And then Ruzan the Blazing Sword, you want Potent Exposure, Concentrated Area, Minion Mastery, Fire Attunement, Elemental Armament 2. For Ice Nova, you can just use a level 2 Ice Nova or a level 1 Ice Nova. It's not that big of a deal. You just want Magnified Area and Rapid Casting 2. And then to get the Chilled Ground effect from Ice Nova, we use Powered by Verisium. You can automate these 2 skills, but you need Spirit to do that, and we're a Life Stagger, so we're not using Spirit. But for Powered by Verisium, you want Cooldown Recovery 2, Efficiency 2, and Rapid Casting 2. That's it for all that. Now I'll show gameplay on the map. 0 revives. Tier 15. Do I have any tablets? I do. I have an Abyss tablet. See if I have any other tablets. No, it doesn't seem like it. Alright, so I'll just use 2 Abyss tablets. Not gonna check the mods. For the rares, you want to get as much resistance as possible and as much life as possible. That's about it for the gear. This is actually a pretty good map because we got chilled ground, but it's kind of a crutch. You don't need chilled ground to do damage. It's not as fast as something with spirit because, like I said before, you can automate those two skills with spirit, but it's perfectly fast enough, in my opinion. Definitely does the damage. See what I drop. Dog shit. Final. Second. You won't crit all the time because it's not a 100% chance to crit until you use critical weakness with this. And also use this to clear a little bit. But for the most part, you want to use Navira's fracturing. That's what you want to use for the most part. Should one-shot most enemies. For enemies you don't one-shot in single target situations, you can definitely just use Kalari's Deception. It also just blow up, chill ground. Alright, let's try and get to the boss. So a lot of people use like a lot of utility supports so that you get more chilled ground. I opted in to just get more damage. And so far, 560,000 sheet DPS is what I've been able to hit. But I believe you can go for 1 million. It's just going to be really expensive because you need a You need a scepter with 2 augmentable sockets, and you need +4 to even +5 on the buckler. So cold skills. Oh man, where the fuck is this boss? Okay, he's probably down here. Oh. Well, I've done everything except for the boss, so it's just a matter of time before we find it. There we go. So we use this, and then yeah, we didn't have to use fracturing. Sometimes you won't have to. But fracturing will just straight up one-shot him after you stack a little critical weakness. Trying to think of what else I could go over, but that's about it. I will show the why you can get a better scepter with 2-socket one. So a 2-socket one, you can put this in the scepter, 60% increased damage with command skills, and you can put this in the scepter, 40% increased damage with command skills. That's 100% in total. Right now I only have Idol of the Faris, or Pharisee. But you wanna get both in your scepter. And like I said, for the buckler, you can get +4 level 1 cold skills, or you can get +5. I know you can get +5. It's just very, very, very expensive because nobody does it. I think it requires double corrupt, but you can definitely do it. +4 is much more reasonable. It's like 45 divine. You could drop 1 ring, 1 ever grasping ring, and your damage will drop a lot. But if you need the resistance in life, you can drop 1. Like I said, I just went for maximum damage. So that's what we got going on here. And you can do Mage Blood again, like I said, but you're going to lose out damage. I'll show that. Lose on a little bit of damage. Yeah, that's about it. That's the build guide. Rashta, Last Mirage, Navira's Fracturing. That's the build. Alright. Hope you liked it. If you decide to try it out, comment or something. And that's it. Thank you.